we're celebrating to a certain level, a certain awareness, a certain responsibility to the earth. But the greater responsibility really forms or really falls on the lap of those that pollute the most. And yet it is for us to not only become aware of these imbalances that take place on the earth, but for us to sort of push them and push them in a direction that will sustain life. So in fact, the celebration of the earth is the celebration of sustainability. It's the celebration of life and the prolonged life. And one thing that is so essential in terms of what we're looking for when we live and we want to better our lives, not solely at a material level, but at a much more spiritual level, at a level of consciousness.
From a distance, do we have any questions actually? Actually have one. What would you say that the Zeitgeist Movement New York City chapter, what would you guys say that you guys do in terms of taking steps to right, to shift in this paradigm and also like trying to just start this revolution of consciousness? What are like the steps you guys take? Like the first step?
First step, we're in it right now. We need more people. We need more awareness. We can't do anything, like I said, until we have about 1/3 of the population in major countries and in the world at large, because the power consolidation is just too great right now with these rich, powerful people who control the government by working in it or by lobbying to it and legislate the laws and thus control police and military forces and everything else. So we need all of you to help tell other people and become active. Once we have about 1/3 of the population, then we can start building something. Once we have a critical mass, we can start. We have the technology to do all this, and we can we can start to provide for everybody, and it'll happen first in regions, and then we'll connect them, and we'll monitor the environment, and we'll make sure that everybody gets taken care of in the most scientifically strategic and sustainable way possible.
Thank you, Michael. Like Vida said, what the Zeitgeist, New York City Zeitgeist movement is doing first and foremost is that individuals within that movement have a responsibility to become better educated in understanding what they are out there to express. So that's the first step. It's really the understanding. And we are also doing what is called large outreach with different organizations. We go through a number of different processes of visiting not only organizations that are in the mediums of institutions such as schools, academic institutions, but also institutions that deal with other transformational activities. We are dealing with, we've visited recently Picture the Homeless, for instance, which is in the Bronx, and people that are dealing with very specific things. When I say specific things, we're saying the basic human right of having a home, of having a place to stay, residence. So that is a fundamental question. So we're looking at outreach in terms of discussing and begin to have build this momentum towards real action. So I don't get into specifics as Mike did, in terms of 1/3, because quite often 1% of a population that is active does such a huge impact when it is done in concert. So the numbers will vary. We cannot, we're not going to be sort of the philosophers or the predictors of what that reality will be. But what's important with what Mike said, and I totally agree, is that numbers give you opportunities. But those numbers must be conscious, they must be armed with intellect, they must be armed with a vision of a different world. And that's the real struggle, it really is.
Awesome. Okay, thank you again so much, and honestly listening to it really opened up my mind to other possibilities about how to take care of our environment, because like you guys said, I really agree, it's a holistic thing, a holistic approach that we need to take in terms of just fixing not just our environment but our society and the problems that we are facing. So we need to work together, and thank you so much to everybody out here right now on that note of working together,
We wanted to say again, thank you to Vida, thank you to the Earth Club, thank you to the vision that you've expressed here, and we were very happy. You have a great representative. She was awesome. Very, if one can say she was a facilitator, she was far beyond that. She was very easy to speak to, and she presented herself extremely well and made this happening a lot easier. So again, we appreciate the opportunity of having to come here, having to express our views, and again, we look forward to seeing you again at a venue. We meet every other Friday, and we're meeting this Friday at 55th Street and Madison at the Sony Atrium in an open space. You can come in, you bring your fears, you bring everything, because we're all going through the same processes, and we say, welcome. Welcome to come, and we await you at 6:30 in the afternoon, generally, at, again, the Sony Atrium, 55th Street in Madison. You'll see it. It's quite easy. And again, thank you very much, Vida. Appreciate it.